My name is Felix Namts. I'm born in Ukraine, Odessa. That's the second biggest city in Ukraine. I came to America in 2001. English is my second language. I speak to my parents in Russian. I went to Columbia College, Chicago. I was a film major. My concentration was post-production. After graduation, I wanted to take a video editing internship, but instead I ended up taping weddings and special events.
정말 무대가 환해지고요. 우리 마음까지 밝아지는 느낌을 받습니다.
그렇습니다. 2007년 올 한 해 다사와 단합이라는 말이 정말 잘 어울리는 해였는데요. 그래서 가능에 대한 아쉬움보다는
I came across taking the job teaching English in South Korea by looking at an ad online on Craigslist and applying. I decided to take this job because it sounded like a great opportunity and the pay was decent. I didn't have any teaching experience besides teaching video editing to a couple of people I knew. I didn't have any fears, I just had excitement of seeing a new country. No, I didn't expect much about Korea. I thought it would be much worse than USA. That's true too, but it's also an amazing country to explore. The food is just very spicy and much more exotic and worse in the worst way. Like for example, sometimes you can see them eating dog, and they could eat squid that's raw. But there's good stuff too. But even the good stuff doesn't taste as good stuff that are here. No, my first reaction when I got to Korea, it was that it's much better, much more richer, much more Americanized. Everyone's wearing American shirts, and there's a lot of American restaurants. No, there was a one-week training seminar for all the English teachers, but it was fun too because there was performances and other stuff like that. No, they teach us by looking. You're looking how other people are teaching, by sample. Yeah, I did like most of my students, and it felt good when they're learning new things.
Yeah.
And they definitely were learning even faster than us learning Spanish. They were learning English in a faster pace, and we were learning Spanish. Wow. Well, I was teaching elementary school, so I had kindergarten through 6th grade. And sometimes the classes were hard to control, but once I got more experience, I got better as a teacher. And it was easier for me, and it was better for everyone.
Hello.
It was real tough at first. Well, I managed to cope with the culture shock by by trying to learn the language and trying to have Korean friends and language exchange and trying their new food.
그래서 가능에 대한 아쉬움보다는 다가오는 새해에 대한 기대와 희망이 훨씬 더.
And the biggest problem was homesickness. I was extremely homesick after 4 months. All I wanted to do is go back home. Well, first it was really tough. I almost quit once. There was one time I had everything packed, but instead I visited home. That helped. And also I did exercise. I tried to learn the language. I explored the country. I did video stuff, so that all helped. But I still was in a major depression because all I wanted to do is go back. No, it was not hard to make friends because there was other English teachers, even in my town. And even some Korean college students always want to talk to you, like in the bus and stuff like that. The part of Korea I was Jeoam. It's called Jeoam. It's a small town of maybe 18,000 people, and it's close to the Kia factory where they made the Kia cars. So most people who work for Kia work there, and we live there. And then it's a fascinating town. It has some nice hiking, and it has modern shops and workout rooms. It's unique. My mom came to visit in August of 2007, and it helped me. But I felt like she's going to do this, do that. I thought it was going to help me, but I was like, "Oh, you ruined my vacation." It was not the greatest time. It was so hot, she was always picky, and it was not the greatest, but it helped a little bit too. what helped much more is visiting home. Well, me and my mom, we traveled some parts of Seoul. That was cool. We had good times too, and we went to Tokyo and Kyoto of Japan. There was a point when I had about 5.5 months left, and I was desperately homesick, and I had a really hard time. All I wanted to do is go back, nothing else, and I couldn't stop thinking about nothing else. So and that was also spring break. That was also fall break, but I had a choice of visiting home, which is very expensive, and coming back, or just quitting. But I decided to quit, pack all my stuff. I had all my stuff packed, but then I talked to my recruiter. She said you should just visit and come back, and then you could quit in a month if you really wanted to.
Boogie Hauser in the house. Alex Lord. Stewart on the keyboard.
I really met a lot of good people, including there was a teacher from South Africa who moved to my town when I had 3 months left, and that really helped, knowing someone like that. No, he's from Johannesburg, South Africa. He's originally from India, but born in South Africa. But he was pretty cool. He worked in the same town as me, also elementary school. And we traveled sometimes together, and then it was kind of tough to leave him just like that. From the experience from teaching English in Korea. Well, I had an extremely hard time. I had the hardest time of my life because I was so homesick and breaking down and so depressed because of that. But overall, it was a phenomenal experience. I would definitely not do it again, but I would do it maybe for a 6-month contract, but when I'm older, when I have no parents and stuff like that. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it, but my advice, take the 6-month contract, not the full year. Yeah. If there might not be a 6-month contract. If there is, take that. I definitely became a better teacher. In fact, I'm thinking of doing substitute teaching soon, being a substitute teacher here maybe. And then maybe I'll teach film someday, maybe. But to help me become a better teacher and more confident as a teacher. And I got to see a new part of the world, Korea and Japan, so that was amazing. It's definitely amazing to see that part of the world.